I would say the most common, and by common I mean incredibly rare, reason would be the cost associated with a major structural renovation. That you've got a building where it's going to cost more money, or the corporation's simply not going to be able to gain enough funds to perform that work. Some other reasons that people sometimes bring up are age of a building. If the building is just simply at the end of its lifespan and there's not going to be a economic way of fixing that. And then the last one that has happened in BC is, well, the land is, you had this condo or commune built in an area, it was relatively low rent type stuff. And now that land is worth so much money to a developer that people living there start getting, green in their eyes, and they think, well, I can get, if we sell this as land, it's going to be worth way more than my little condo. So those are kind of the three ways that you could see it.
What usually happens is the condominium plan goes away, and whatever was there originally, being a lot block and plan description, replaces it. So it goes back to being what it was to begin with. But it can get complicated if the condominium, say, condominium plan replaced more than one lot, more than one parcel, you're not going to be able to just revert back to the original description. You're going to have to get a whole new descriptive plan, which means engaging a surveyor and potentially running into subdivision issues with the municipality. If, say, for example, you've got your property is located in an area that might be desirable to investors, then there could be some potential there for you to work with a broker to get some interested, to evaluate the property, the land itself, that is, not the individual units, and see if it's worth it. At the end of the day, any kind of sale of the property is going to be, as a default, divided amongst all the owners in a pro rata share based on their unit factors. So maybe depending on what the court says ultimately, because a court application is likely going to be a part of this process as well.
The first thing you're going to need to do is have meetings. You're going to need to talk to people, and then it's going to be a question about special levying everybody, and it's going to be a question about obtaining financing. At the end of the day, the corporation's obligation is to maintain the building in a good and serviceable state of repair. So the corporation's obligation is to go ahead with repairs, even if that is going to have a catastrophic effect on the ownership. The obligation of the corporation may still be to forge ahead with the repairs to make it a good and serviceable building.